With most of America fully reopened, business is back at retailers and restaurants across the country. But employers are struggling to lure workers back as well, despite the fact that the number of available jobs has never been higher. News Nation correspondent Kelly Meyer is live for us in Washington, D.C. tonight to explain. Kelly.
Marnie, it's widespread across many different sectors. We talk to restaurant owners, to people who need to ride the subway to get to work. So the trickle-down effect is being felt nationwide. The nation re-emerging after a year of lockdown. Cities roaring back to life, bringing a wave of activity and jobs. But across the country tonight, a lack of workers to fill them. From California.
Pre-COVID, we had 13 employees. Since then, we have 2.
To New York.
Governor Cuomo needs to deliver fast, frequent, and reliable subway service for millions of New Yorkers who ride the subway every day.
Subway service slowed down due to lack of staff. More than 5,300 trains canceled so far this month. With businesses back at full capacity, employers are struggling to fill the openings. In Las Vegas,
it was manageable with 25%, manageable with 50%, and then just the succession of going to full open capacity has been harder.
Restaurants are feeling the crunch, some upping pay to get waiters and bar staff to return. Famed chef Wolfgang Puck says he can't fill positions that could pay up to $120,000 a year. In April, the number of job openings jumped to 9.3 million. 3 years ago, that number was 4 million, closer to the historical average. Also in April, a record number of people quit their jobs. It's being dubbed the Great Resignation, with more than half wanting to switch careers, not just jobs. Of the workers surveyed who want to switch jobs or fields, 50% are looking for higher compensation, 34% want more growth opportunities, and 24% are tired of working on the same things. With staffing shortages expected to continue through the summer, business owners are preparing for the long road ahead.
It's going to take a while to recoup a year's worth of losses and to get back into the swing and get going.
And at least 25 states have decided to end federal unemployment benefits early. The $300 weekly payments are set to expire in September. Marnie?
Kelly Meyer for us live in Washington. Kelly, thank you. One restaurant chain in Texas had to get creative to deal with the staffing shortage. Layne's Chicken has 6 locations across the Lone Star State. The company's CEO says he couldn't find or afford workers to fill open positions, so he has turned to promoting teenagers who already work in the stores to general manager jobs and management positions and paying them $50,000 a year. Garrett Reed is the CEO of Layne's Chicken, and he joins us live tonight. Thank you for your time.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me.
Share with us the extent of the challenges that you're facing right now.
Well, during COVID, we thrived down here in Texas. We had our drive-thrus open. We kept busy. And when we came out of that, we had a desire to grow, open up more locations, spread our chicken around the state. And it's been difficult having people come in and apply for management level jobs.
So as a result, you looked at an opportunity that you had in front of you, teenagers who are already working. You offered to pay them a pretty hefty sum. I would imagine, though, the challenge is any 16 or 17-year-old has school to deal with, other responsibilities. Taking on a management position at a restaurant maybe have its own obstacles in and of itself.
There are definitely. One of the things that we do at Layne's is we focus on training. Not just on how to run restaurants, but we take very young, I'll call them adults, and train them how to run businesses, train them the ins and outs of business. And so when they get to be 17, 18 years old and they're graduating from high school, we try to give them an opportunity outside of the kind of traditional route of going to college. I like to tell them, why get in $150,000 worth of debt when you can one day become a franchise owner yourself? So when we kind of came out of this COVID crisis, we did turn to these kids. We didn't have the applicants applying, somebody with 10, 7 years of management experience. And I looked around the room and I had a bunch of 18-year-old kids that love the brand, were passionate about it, were close to me. I consider them family. And I thought, what the heck, let's pay them. So we pay them as if they were a 10-year manager. And they've done a fantastic job. I'm so proud of the team. And we're growing. We're opening up franchisees opening up a location in Katy, Texas this weekend. So we'd love to be able to get more people in the door to interview with us. We think we got a great culture, but it's tough right now.
A glimmer of hope. Yeah, we're looking at some of those images of some of the youth that have been working for you. They got big smiles on their faces. What was their reaction when you offered them those jobs?
Well, I tell you what, I think fear is the first reaction. The first kid, I'll say kid, we promoted, he started with me when he was 16 years old. He was in high school. We promoted him right after he turned 18 and right after he graduated from high school. Kind of looked at me and said, Garrett, are you sure? And I said, yeah, you're ready. Let's do this. I said, I got you if you fall. And once he succeeded and thrived, then it was on to the next one and the next one. And now it's become a thing. I trust these kids with my business, and we're family. And they've been fantastic. Like I said, we focus on training how to run businesses, not just restaurants, and they're eager to learn and they're excited. So it's been a good experience.
That's great to hear. You know, you're not alone in some of the struggles over the last year. You know that. What are you doing now to try to recruit more people as you continue to grow your business?
You know, we tried a lot of things. We deal with employee referrals. The hardest thing for us is getting people in the door. Once they find out about our culture and who we are, they want to work for us. You've got them out there paying $15 an hour. Walmart's advertising $18 an hour. Down here in Texas, Amazon's growing. They've got, they've got incredible hourly wages. And so it's hard just to get noticed. When you're a small mom and pop family business like we are, it's tough to get on the radar. So right now, it's get the kids to refer some of their friends, get out to the high schools and talk to people, just get out in the local community. A lot of our patrons, our guests, come in, and I'll talk to parents when I see a kid that looks like they've got it put together, and try to get them to come to work for us. But it's hand-to-hand combat right now. The resumes just are not coming in.
Wow. Well, I know that it's difficult, but I can clearly see that you care about the people that work with you and for you. And we wish you the best as you and so many others try to find your way out of this pandemic and build your business. Garrett Reed, CEO of Layne's Chicken, thanks for your time.
Thanks for having me.